much.
Is that part of the appeal of making movies, being allowed to take on that role of someone else?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's it. That's kind of what it's about. It's about sort of changing, and that's what I love. And I love, like, the costumes from this, from a completely girly standpoint, you just go, it's glamorous, isn't it?
How often do you get to dress like that?
Yeah, all right, yeah. I'm trying the swim hat vibe.
Now, like me, I know you've struggled with your weight over the years, and people are always accusing me of being anorexic. They're always accusing me of things which I'm not.
So annoying when that
I'm just naturally slender. But that must drive you nuts, because it's all the time in the papers, people picking on you for your weight.
It is really difficult, and I don't think men get it as much as women. I mean, I think it is very hard.
Men don't get it at all, really. Men don't.
No. I mean, and.
Well, Simon gets it a lot.
From you, he gets it.
Yeah, but he likes it from me. Okay. We've got one of those abusive, you know, father-son relationships.
Oh, that's nice. That's very
You are like my dad.
How am I like your dad?
Bearded, big.
Scary. Get to bed! How much can we give away about the film? Because there are many plot revelations and twists and turns that you can't really talk about without spoiling the experience.
No, it's true. I don't know.
I mean, it's a love story, essentially, at the
It's
heart
a love
of it.
story, and it's about two people that are torn apart by a lie. Does that give anything away?
But it's kind of not a malicious lie as such, is it? Well, we shouldn't go into that.
Isn't it?
I don't know, is it?
I don't know.
You probably haven't watched it, have you?
No, I have watched it.
Oh, you watched this one?
Yeah, I've got this one.
How do you think the people in the Pirates movie feel when they hear this? You didn't bother going to see that?
I tried to.
What do you mean you tried to? It was at the cinema for months and months and years.
Well, I was working for that whole months and months and years that it was on.
So when you watch this, when you get caught up in this film, once again, I get the feeling this is a performance you're proud of, and deservedly so. Are you as critical of this as you are some of your other
Definitely, I am as critical. I'm only in about a third of it, so I can enjoy the rest of it, which is helpful.
So you enjoy the scenes you're not in more?
Yeah.
I guess you relax more on it.
Yeah.
Do you think all actors feel that way, or do you think some just have more of that kind of attitude, or do you think you lose it over time and you get used to it?
Johnny Depp doesn't watch a lot of his films, so I guess he has it. But I don't know. Do they have it?
Oh, let's not care. Who cares about those today? They're not
in
your class, Keira.
It.
Don't even ask them. Adam, do you like watching yourself on screen?
I can't stop watching me.
Let's have a look at a clip from Atonement. And once again, it's difficult to set up because I don't want to give too much away, but it's a romance, and there's a kind of there's an awful thing that happens early on which changes the course of everyone's life involved. This is Atonement.
Let me help with that.
No, I'm all right, thanks.
Take the flowers.
I'm all right.
Take the flowers.
I'm all right.
You idiot. You realise that's probably the most valuable thing we own?
Not anymore, it isn't. Careful!
Not a scene you probably enjoy watching with people standing
No,
there.
you know, I get out of a fountain nearly naked.
I asked Simon these questions earlier, so this is not me being in any way lecherous or sexist, but are you comfortable being naked?
You are being quite lecherous.
No, not at all.
A little bit.
Because you have to be semi-nudie in the film.
Yes, I thought you had a big picture of me standing up there.
No, we haven't got any naked
Good,
pictures.
thank you very much.
God knows we looked.
Cheers. No, it's quite embarrassing. There were a lot of people there that day, and...
And do you think, I mean, is it a day when you're doing that scene, suddenly there seem to be more electricians on the set? And,
talking about paparazzi, we did have a lot of paparazzi trying to get into the bushes that day, so there were a lot of security men in the bushes, and you'd suddenly see these men with cameras being dragged out.
A film like that, you're going around the world, you're talking about it, you're going to festivals with it, it's obviously something you're very proud of.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it a deliberate choice on your part that you do a movie like that, a kind of, more serious movie, a movie with that intent, in between doing films like the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and is your next movie going to be lighter-hearted? Do you balance it that way?
I try to balance it that way. Yeah, I mean, once I'd done sort of 2 years on the Pirates films, I sort of really needed to do something that was very different. And they were great, but...
It must be a different sort of acting.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's completely different. You know, the Pirates films, you're kind of like an action figure, which is lovely, but it's really nice to do something that's sort of emotionally way more involving.
When you make one like Atonement, that's when you're going into, is it harder work? I know that might sound stupid, but is it physically harder work because you're emotionally giving something during the daytime, or
I think it's very rewarding, because actually if you do... I'm going to sound like such a wanker. If you do feel very drained emotionally, then you know that you've kind of done a good job.
Yeah, but no, I understand that, because when I've seen people on stage, and I'm not a big theatre goer, but when I see a tremendous performance on stage, I think that must be exhausting, because it's kind of, they're going through all this angst for your pleasure.
I think that's kind of what most actors want to do, though, in a really perverse, horrendous way.
But that's terrible, really, isn't it?
Is it?
It shows them in a terrible light.
Well, it's true, though.
Emotional show-offs.
Yes, emotional show-offs, yeah.
But having a father as an actor as well, was that why you wanted to do what you do, or is that just a coincidence?
Yeah, I should imagine it probably is why I want to do what I do.
So how old are you now, Keira?
You shouldn't ask a lady how old she is.
Well, you're only a kid, so...
I'm 22.
And so you were born in the 80s?
I was born in the 80s.
Christ, that makes me feel ancient, doesn't it? And so how long have you been professionally working as an actor?
Since I was 15.
Well, you really have churned them out, though, haven't you? Because you've made a lot of movies in that period.
Well, yeah, I sort of started when I was 7, but I only did little things in the summer holidays, and then 16 I left school, and I have churned them out, yes.
But I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean you really worked really hard. I mean, you know, you've been, I would have thought, pretty relentless.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's offered to you, you might as well take it.
Yeah, well,
so
if you want to do it.
If you want to do it, yeah.
We have a clip of you when you were very young in a I'm not sure it was a movie or made-for-TV thing now. I think it was called A Royal Celebration.
I'm 7 in this.
You're 7 years old.
This was my first ever job when I was 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
thanks.
This is Keira. No, well, you know, no one's going to judge you for when you were 7, but it's...
Aren't they?
No!
Okay.
This is Keira Knightley in, what's it called again? A Royal Celebration. Okay, and it's a good performance. I like it.
Thanks.
It's nice.
Come on. Oh, what is this? Sit down. I've watched this crap all morning. Shut up. Wait. Oh, look, what is this? Just take a look at this.
History, but on some of the good and lasting things that so often get forgotten in our anxious world.
Just watch it.
Hope, love, and new beginnings. It's why we always have and why probably we always shall.
Wait.
And in wishing their Royal Highnesses the
What am I
Prince
meant to be
and Princess
seeing?
of Wales
Look, it's
well
coming.
in their new life together.
Here. Oh, wow, is that it?
Everybody's been waiting for.
Look, it's Dad there. Shit, it is Dad.
It's a good performance.
I didn't really say very much.
No, you didn't say much, but you were doing a lot of
acting.
Looking. But you knew then that you wanted this to be your career, or was that your parents asked you to do that? How did that?
No, I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was 6, and this amazing guy called David Cooper, who was the headmaster at my school, said to my mum, "Look, you need to find a way of making her work, so give her what she wants." And I wanted an agent, so she got me an agent, and I was only allowed to work.
So how old were you when you said you wanted an agent?
Apparently, I was 3.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what growing up with a dad who's an actor does to you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I wouldn't even known about agents when I was...
I don't think I knew what one did, really. I think they were just phoning the house and I wanted one.
I have one who takes 15%. I don't know what he does. He's a lovely bloke. He's a very talented bloke. Now, you're wearing a beautiful... I believe you're wearing Chanel this evening.
I am wearing Chanel.
Because you are involved with Chanel. Is this the whole... the perfume Chanel you're involved with, not the clothing? Or is it
no, not
part
the
and
clothing.
parcel?
It's Coco Mademoiselle.
And now here's a beautiful picture of you, looking beautiful.
Again, with my clothes off.
Well, kind of semi-off there.
Yeah.
And that's a bowler hat, which you don't see bowler hats so much anymore.
I've got a bowler hat.
Have you? Well, I can see it. You're wearing it in the wrong
place.
And this photograph now, sometimes I know they retouch photographs, they make people look curvier and different. Have they retouched that in any way?
I don't know, I should think so. They normally retouch all of them.
And do you have any say over that? Or you
No.
don't? Okay, because we have one here which we were sent in by mistake earlier. And I
Oh,
said, no,
wow.
that can't be.
That's much better.
It's not much better.
No, it is. It's
but
much
one of the reasons
better.
why I love seeing you on screen is because that so many actresses these days have breasts that they've bought. You know what I mean? And they don't look like normal people anymore. A lot of young actresses, and I'm not going to ask you necessarily to get involved in this discussion,
Right.
but you know what I mean? And I admire the fact that you have not done
have
that
not
yourself.
had breasts put in.
Yes.
Thanks.
Is that the nicest thing that's been said to you
It's
today?
absolutely
I'd like
the
to
nicest
congratulate you
thing.
for not having breast pudding.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that to come out the way you perhaps said it, but...
Right, OK.
You know what I'm saying, and there's a lot of pressure for performers to look a certain way and be a certain way, and you have resisted that admirably.
Thank you.
I suspect that's your upbringing as much as anything else.
Absolutely. Or maybe just a fear of having people stuff things in my tits.
Yes. I can see why that would bother one.
Yes.
Keira, it's been lovely to see you this evening. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on the atonement. I think you and James together, you light up the screen. It's a great pairing.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you in the next movie, even though it sounds just as heart-wrenching. I'd like you to make something a bit lighter in the near future
Okay,
as
I'll
well,
talk to
if possible.
Simon or maybe Adam about that then.
Let's
Okay.
have a threesome in cinema terms. Lovely to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, Keira Knightley. Thank you, Keira. That was lovely. Are you going to stay for the music?